You are welcome to the Urbane Bloke Experience podcast.
Hi guys, you're welcome to another episode of the Urban Blog Experience, and today I have an awesome, important, special guest with me. In the house today, I have someone who has been a friend, who has been a real G, who has been an Urban Blog. Let me list out his credentials so you know how bad of a bad guy that he is. Yes, so we're talking about this person is a very intellectual person. He's smart, he's dedicated, he's very intentional. You will see that intentional part of it as we go on in the conversation. Has a master's degree in international business management. He's an engineering and applied physicist. He's a business operations specialist, a friend, a father. You used to be a chorister too, right? Yeah, former chorister. I give to you, Dami.
Thank you.
Welcome, bro. Welcome, bro.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome on the pod. How are you feeling today?
I feel great.
Do you like my introduction?
You too.
Share your head swell a bit. Well, you said don't try now. You said don't try inside life, honestly. Because when I was going through it and I was looking at, we cannot lie. I went through your LinkedIn.
Oh.
I don't know if you have. You've been seeing notification that someone is viewing it.
Boy, I do.
That was me. I've been viewing it. I viewed it and I went through it. And honestly, like your work experience is crazy. Life experience too. The ones you shared to me, awesome. And today we're talking about something really important. And the reason why I've invited you to talk about this thing is because, or this particular topic is because I know we've had conversations about it. We've touched on it a couple of times when we have conversations and when we talk. And when I came across the topic, I feel like, who's the best person to have this conversation with? And you came to mind straight up. And I cannot wait for us to just get into it. I know there's a lot to give out. There's a lot of nuggets. There's a lot to learn from the conversation. There's a lot to utilize, to refine and be better. So, let's get straight into it.
Okay.
And today, the topic we're talking about is changing from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. You know when you're in a situation where you know for a fact that it is not working for you and it's not giving the best or bringing out the best out of you. But for some reason you feel stuck. You feel like this is the best you can ever get. That you living that is too risky. You living that situation, there is nothing better coming from for you, and because of those reasons, you feel the need to be committed. You feel the need to just stay in that situation, ignoring and not paying attention to the fact that it's not even serving you anymore. That's scarcity mindset. The mindset of thinking there is no more out there. The mindset of thinking I have limited resources, so I cannot do anyhow. Well, I'm not saying you should do anyhow anyways, but the mindset of thinking you have a limited resources, there is a level that you cannot get to, there are things that you cannot accomplish because of your situation, because of your experience, because of your lack and inadequacy. So all those things we're going to be dissecting, we're going to be getting into it today. So yes, let's get right into it. First off, I want to welcome you for coming on the pod. I really appreciate you coming and taking the time.
Thank you.
For anybody that's going to listen to this pod, so if anybody just stumbled on this pod right now and they just tuned into this episode, why do you think they should listen to it? Why do you think they should pay attention to it?
Yeah, thank you for having me once again.
You're welcome.
I think the reason for having this conversation has to do with, one, scarcity mentality has a way of shaping our choices. It limits our potentials. Many other times we feel like there are so many things we cannot achieve that is not possible because we have limited resources. resources might not necessarily be money. It could be finances. It could be love, success. So, but oftentimes we've been laid back, feeling we cannot do this. Sometimes other things have been are attached to it, but most times we look in depth. It's scarcity mentality. Come to think of it, how many people are in relationships whereby they suffer jealousy, insecurity, and they don't want to leave?
Yeah, true.
About finances, some don't want to exploit because they feel like there are limited jobs out there that I might not be able to get that job, I might not be able to get that promotion. So the fear of applying for it, getting it done, have them laid back. You get so, and a scarcity mindset always can have a way of keeping us from seeking other new opportunities. So if by any chance you've been stuck, you're scared of making that leap jump, or you're in that circle of it will never be enough, then this conversation is for you. Because once you're able to break free from scarcity mentality, it changes your mindset. There's a shift to abundance mindset, and you begin to see new opportunities, and that's what makes the difference.
It's actually very interesting, though. Like when I think about it, I feel like a lot of people have actually missed out on a lot of things because of this mindset of, okay, I need to just be. This is what I know. This is the craft that I know more. This is my thing. I don't have all the resources. Especially, you mentioned something about financials. I feel like we express scarcity mindset a lot in that. And myself, I'm guilty of this too.
Everybody does. Yeah.
There are sometimes I just think, I'm sorry, I cannot commit to that just because I'm thinking about I don't have enough money to take certain risk. I don't have. And as humans, I've realized that we like to control things a lot. We like, especially things around us, things in our environment. There is a sense of, let me have a control over it. Me having a control over it means like I feel safe, I feel secured. The moment that the moment we're taking certain risk, there is you don't feel safe, and our brain is not wired to be okay with being unsafe and not knowing how to predict what's going to happen. So the unprediction is actually like a problem, and those are the things that affect the scarcity mindset and the things that traps us in the scarcity mindset. So I
think men naturally, that in our natural state, that's who we are. We're always very scared of, because we are not sure. That uncertainty is always there for us because we don't have the capacity to know beyond what we know. So it's always like a threat for us to say, I don't want to risk this thing. I don't want to gamble it. I don't want to make that mistake.
Do you think we are scared?
Oftentimes we are scared.
Really, me, I would argue that it's calculated risk. Like if you're thinking about something, you're thinking, I have to calculate. Like, I cannot just be taking steps anyhow.
So that's where the natural state comes in.
So that's the natural state.
It's natural for us to just say, like, I want to move this curve to a bit further.
Yeah.
A bit forward. So I think, like, if I take it now, what's the probability of it not falling from my hand? It always comes with that risk.
So it's better I just leave it like that.
So most times you're like,
let me leave it like that. It's okay.
But
you
never can say. You can move it to the left, to the right, and it makes more, like, the picture of, if you're taking, for instance, you're taking a picture, it could fit more better being positioned in that very space than being in front of you. But because you've never really
tried
seen
it
from another perspective, say, okay, what way should we go about it? So if you just feel like we just feel laid back. So that's us in our natural state. We're always scared of taking that leap to say, okay, I think I'm in this position for long now. There's another opening in my company. Okay, let me apply for it. But that fear of, will I get it? My colleagues will not have applied and it didn't turn out well. Like, we always start something like, we see sometimes ourselves like, what will people say? So that fear of failure
Right.
As lots of times they make us laid back.
Based on your personal experience, right? At what point did you have a point that was like a turnaround for you and you felt, right, this is what is delaying me, this is what is affecting me, this is scarcity mindset, I'm going to stop doing that? Or what was your personal experience, basically?
At that time, I never knew it was scarcity mentality.
Right.
I just felt as a young chap growing up, there are some things that are wrong, and I think personally, I don't want to continue that light
Wrong.
in my life.
How?
Like, I see some things, maybe because of where I'm coming from. I think I could see, like, just like if you see two characters and you're able to say, okay, to a large extent, one is better off than the other. You feel like, why can't I be in this space? Why is this person in this space? So I feel there are some things I need to change my perspective towards life. So I'm able to figure that out in life because I'll be able to visualize something in my head. I'll be able to create a mental image of something I would like to be in life, and how. So I'll be able to visualize it. So all I'm doing is how to get there. That's where that scarcity mentality has to. That's where that comes in, and because until you start visualizing things that has not happened, you might not be able to really achieve so much at the end of maybe at the end of life, or anything you find.
Or just have regrets.
Yeah, because you just be living that life. There's no proper plan of what am I doing next. So everything just comes and you just take it. So because even when you don't really have something you even stand for, because you have not really been able to visualize what do I really want to achieve with this thing. It might not be in life. It might be with this job. What do I want to do? Is this where I want to be?
Right.
Am I living here in the next 5 years? Is this for a short while? Is it long-term goals and the like? So from a tender age, I'll be able to figure that out. So I'll be able to visualize what I want to become, but how to go about it, I don't know. But I know steps by steps, I will put things in place. So while growing up, I've been able to do some certain things like that. It was more like a challenge. But it wasn't I grew older, I understand that it's more like shifting my mindset.
Yeah.
And that's really helped me a lot. I'm this kind of person that I don't hold myself back when I want to make decisions or I want to try a new thing. I always have the mindset that it will only make me a better person. Even if I fail at doing it, I'll find a way of doing something and fail. So that means when I'm trying that same thing, I don't have to use that method. So I've learned something from it.
Yeah.
So that's the mentality I've always been going out with.
Right, so I actually wanted to ask you this before we go any further, right? Where do you think the scarcity mindset hits the hardest? Like, where do we exhibit that behavior the most? Is it with our money, our relationships, opportunities, or self-worth? Like, which area do you think it affects the most? I'm thinking money, and opportunities, but
I think it has to do with everybody in particular. It's specific. We cannot generalize it.
right.
So it depends on what is going on with everybody. But oftentimes, it's all centered around money.
It's money.
It's always centered around money.
It's always always the problem.
It's always centered around money. But it's vast. It could be opportunity, like you said. Like, should I go for this job? Like I gave instance earlier. Should I apply for this role? What are my options of getting it? Before you've even gone for the interview, you have interviewed yourself. And you feel you have even failed in the interview. Like interview yourself, you already feel. So you already feel laid back. Like the encouragement is no more there. Like 7 people are coming for the interview. Hey, this person has done this. Will I be able to?
Honestly,
so leave it for people that when I get to that level, I'll apply.
Oh my God, this is so true because I feel guilty of it. You know when you go on LinkedIn, right, and you try to apply for a job, and then when you click the link, the job description, you're going through it, and then LinkedIn tells you 500 plus people have applied for this role, and you might like, maybe not this one. Let's just let me just look for another. So yeah, 100%. I resonate with that a lot.
It could also be in a relationship, like feeling love is scarce. This beautiful lady. I don't stand
She's the only one that gets me.
You get, but you feel like I don't have what it takes to walk up to her. Was she okay? Will she even agree to go out with and deal with me?
Oh.
You get, so a lot of all these things, we begin to question ourselves. Come in and we begin to question ourselves. But it's just about you saying the right word. If she likes you, fine. If she doesn't like you, it doesn't stop you from saying what you feel. You get. So, but oftentimes we've already criticized ourselves, not constructively,
Right.
because we just say to like, you see the bad ones, you don't say the good ones. Like, I'm looking sharp.
Yeah.
I got these shoes. Let me see. I know what to say to her. Even if you could just like do a little thing. For some ladies, if you see them often, by looking around, like watching them closely, you can be able to tell one or two things about them, and from that angle, you might come in a conversation.
And just paying close attention
and
to
that conversation
observing.
could strike
A good
the bond between the two. And before you know, you might start with friendship, and on the long run, you open up, you say what you feel like. Get, but most people, they don't just feel like, no, I can't get it,
right,
because they feel this person is beyond my level, my academic qualification. She's outspoken, I'm not. But you are unique your own way. And until you start realizing that your potential and you start capitalizing on it, you might not really go far, because you are looking at your lapses and not looking at your strength. So to say, you're looking at weakness and looking at your strength. To start capitalizing on your strength and let go of your weakness, then that's when you can still feel more of a change and all. With finances too, that's why you begin to hoard money.
Yeah, saving.
Want to invest because you are afraid, or you're afraid of failure, or scared of what the outcome could be.
Honestly, I have someone who we are having a conversation, and they told me the amount of money they've saved over a period of time. And to be fair, it was a whole lot. And in my head, I was thinking, if you've saved up all this money, you could easily take out few of those pounds to like invest in yourself.
Okay, just even in yourself.
Like, you could take out some of those money to just improve your skill sets, like just add value to yourself instead of just saving and saving and saving and saving. And also what you said about focusing on the lack, on the weaknesses, I think our brain is wired to look for and identify things and reasons for things not to happen. Honestly,
as was in a natural state. Really.
That is naturally, because the brain is wired to look out for risk, to look out for things that might put you.
They're not doing anything.
So the idea of saying, "Oh, if I'm leveraging on my strengths, that is going to push me to want to go and talk to someone and engage." That is you putting yourself in a vulnerable state. Like, I'm open to someone declining my invitation. I'm open to rejection. Automatically, your brain thinks rejection. We don't like that. We don't do that over here. It's better we just stay where we are right now, where we know.
And that's the mindset we are dealing with.
And that is the scarcity mindset. Yeah. So, at what parts? How do we navigate when to practice it? The scarcity mindset, when to practice the abundance, or should we always practice abundance in all the things we do?
There is never a right time to practice it. It just flows naturally. Because like what you said, you've invested in yourself. So it has become part of you.
Right.
You don't see the odds anymore. You see you don't see the negativity anymore. You see the positivity.
Right.
You have outgrown that level of a setback now. Even if there is a setback, you always be optimistic about it. Like, if I do this, if I ask this guy, how did you do it? Then I'll be able to get way ahead of it. But before, the mentality has always been like, I cannot do it. There's nobody that I can ask that will give me the best information. No. This person feel like doing it. What's my chances? You get that if one person you have seen as doing well, fail in that aspect, does not mean you try it and you fail.
Fail too, yeah. So it's just keeping that level of being optimistic.
So apart from that, there are a lot we need to do too personally.
Like what?
Like that personal growth has to come in. We have to realize our potential.
How do you realize your potential?
Yeah, realizing your potential has to do with understanding your strengths. Like what am I good at? I believe there is something unique about everybody. For some, I cannot sing. Some people have that singing skill. Even though I learned the.
Was that why you left?
No, I want
the church choir.
No,
I was in the safe space. You can tell us the truth.
I was choir. I be a chorister. I was a chorister.
But you don't have you sing.
No, I know how to sing the Tony Soffers, the classical music, all these things by Oh Lord be the glory. You get? I know how to do
sing
things.
in book.
Not in book. I learnt music. The do re mis. I learnt music.
Okay.
So I could read the notes.
All right.
So,
but if you can read the note, that means you can sing too now. You should be able to like apply the notes when you're singing.
Yeah, so I can sing tenor.
Oh, I can sing tenor.
So with the mindset of I want to learn how to play saxophone. That's what I visualize.
Oh, okay.
This is a perfect example. That's what I visualize. I'm not going there because I want to become a chorister.
Okay.
Or I want to join the choir. I want to learn saxophone.
Right.
Because I love
saxophone.
I love seeing people play that instrument. I don't want to play to make money. I just want to learn it. So I just want to play it. That's the reason for learning it. People have reasons for learning so many things.
Right.
Coming on the program is an opportunity for me to also learn because this is my first time of trying this. So apart from we having conversation around, can you come on? There is a willingness within me to that. I've not done this before. I want to do
try it. Yeah, I want to experience it.
So that's the mindset.
Open block experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the experience. That's what we are dealing with. Until there's a shift from giving excuses, giving reasons why you don't have to do something. Then you are still trapped in that scarcity mentality. So until there's a shift and you come out of these things, that's when you become a better person of who you are.
Right.
So apart from realizing your potentials, you have to visualize it.
You have to have a clear picture.
Yeah, you have to create a mental image of what you want to achieve with that certain thing. Now, I'm not talking about at the end of your life now. I'm talking about just within learning a skill.
Yeah, your goals.
Yeah, exactly. It might be short term, it might be long term, but because this is about me learning how to play saxophone. It's a short term. How do you want to achieve it? I have to learn how to play,
you learn how to play flute first.
Yeah, that's what they actually started with.
Yes,
have you learned one before?
I know how to play the saxophone.
Oh, really?
I can run scale on it. But yeah. I was going to ask you, did you actually eventually learn how to...
I went to, bro.
Do you know how to play saxophone? Right?
I know. Let me tell you the
story. What happened? You don't finish class?
Shout out to my DBL people.
Big shout out.
I went for classes, but the person that was supposed to take me on those classes was not available.
They were operating on scarcity mindset.
Because I was planning for some exams too.
Oh, okay.
At that time, I felt like let me do this before I go into an institution to be handy for me. But at that time, I was preparing for exam, trying to go for classes. So maybe, for instance, like I might have my classes starting at 2. I want to go between 12 to 2. But oftentimes, the 3 times you schedule classes, you didn't turn up or you turn up very late.
Oh.
And I don't work like that. You get
right.
I still went on those 3 times, but at the end, I just said, there's no point. I would love to do it, but it's still in my list.
It's still in your list?
Bro, it's still in my
so you are still going to play?
Like I said, I'm not paying to make money. I'm
just but
to play for fun.
Just to... Don't worry, you can register for my class. I can teach you how to run scale. I appreciate you actually breaking this thing down. And it's making a lot of sense. Now, what I want to talk about is, what are the factors that actually influences us just by default thinking and focusing on the lack, on the things on the scarcity itself?
Yeah.
I know experiences comes a lot in this, like it's majorly on our experiences, but are there any other factors, and in what way in regards to experience.
Yeah, I've mentioned here one since we started this pod, like in our natural state. That's just nature coming to play.
Right.
Some it could be survival instinct. Because the brain is wired to feed on threats and to feed on threats for survival and scarcity too. Because we feel like we want to be in our comfort zone. It has happened to our ancestors. They've lived on it. They survived it. So why will I stress?
Right.
So it could be survival instinct. It could be early conditioning. Like, money does not grow on trees.
Yeah.
It can never be enough. So this one, say for the rainy days, I'm not downplaying all of that.
Yeah. Especially that's
we
if
do
for
not
the
have to be
raining
over
days.
cautious. Like they've said that it's always just conditioning us to be to propagate that agenda of that negativity of scarcity mentality. It will never be enough. So another thing I've seen is that comparison culture. Thereby, my friend is doing this. I need to do. I'm not doing enough, and you don't necessarily have to do it. And that's where social media comes to place.
Oh yeah.
You might see somebody posting now in front of a big house, like wearing pajamas or anything. I just quickly take that picture. The person might have already liaised with the gatekeeper of the house, like I'm going to take this picture. It will look as if he's the owner of the house.
Yeah.
Whereas you doesn't even have up to what you have, and you're expressing yourself. You are the one doing the personal growth. You are investing in yourself, but because you just like you sitting like planting a seed, you are going down. Then at some point you start coming up. You get so you might see yourself as if nothing is happening at the moment, but it's you are still in that growth stage.
Yeah, investing.
You are doing the right thing. But you see, when they are putting out there to make you feed their ego, to make them feel you are doing okay. And if you are working in that light, you only be stressing yourself. You'll be having discouragement. You won't be happy with yourself, and all of this sums up to affect our mental health. You get so you don't have to look into that light. All you need to do is challenge yourself. You don't have to envy anybody. Work with yourself. Try as much as possible at every point in time. You making the best version of yourself, like our podcast,
Yeah.
Ben,
Yeah.
local experience. So you have to be refined at every time. Challenge yourself at all times. You've gotten to this stage. Okay, you've been able to do this within 2-3 months. Okay, what's the next thing to be done? Don't sleep on it. Step up. Once you celebrate your achievement for a little while, step up. That's not the end of the world. You are not. You might be there yet, but there is still more to do. You can still do exploit. It only sums up to you when you are writing your autobiography or a biography that I've been able to do this with these little resources, and that's where the story comes in.
Right.
When there is nobody to help you, when there is nobody to support your agenda, but you still strive on, push yourself, and you got there. That's that satisfaction. That's that fulfillment.
That's what I'm saying. Like this thing, I've mentioned it in my first episode that the story is always in the journey. Like if you're going through the journey, the things you're going through, that is what is going to make the story eventually when you are telling it very awesome.
Sure.
And the way you are talking about these things, I'm thinking about it and how it builds confidence in you. Because if you have this mindset of, yes, I've been able to invest in myself, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to become better, I'm putting in work to progress in life, I'm putting in work to upskill myself, get new skill sets and all of that. He has a way of intrinsically just giving you that confidence.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
there are some things that I've said this today, like if he didn't day, he didn't day.
Okay.
If he day, he go show. So it's just a life hack. It's just the way life operates. There are some things that you can fake. There are some things that you just can't fake it. If it's there, it's there. If it's not there, it is not there. So like investing in yourself helps build confidence, and the confidence potentially and eventually helps you in identifying that, yes, I have the facilities and the resources to take these things and operate in abundance. So I 100% agree with what you're saying. Like, yes, you spot on. Like, definitely, that's a good one. Is there any practical? Well, no. Before I get into that, I wanted to ask you, for everything that has a disadvantage, has an advantage too. Is there any advantage to operating on a scarcity mindset? Is there any benefit to it?
Yeah, like I said, many of these things will always be there. But the point we are trying to make here is don't be over cautious. That you have to be too careful. It's good to save. Let's use the financial aspect of it to scarcity mentality. It's good to save, but don't be too cautious. Like, I need to. If you have the money, invest. Consult with those you need to consult with before making that decision. Read what you need to read. Develop yourself. Know about that business before you venture into it. Don't just venture into it that because I have money, then I want to just invest. If you are solo, you lose money.
You gonna learn. Are you gonna learn the hard way?
Yes, you have to know what you are doing. You have to be intentional. Like, I'm doing this business for real. People that have done it, how did they navigate it? How did they do it? People don't like to open up.
That's true. That's
And
another
that's
thing.
where you need. That's where that growth is still have to come from. The Yorubas will say, "Ẹlẹ́rù ni agbẹ́rù ẹni tó ti wúwo." You first try your bit first. Along the line, before you start a business or anything, if you don't have the vitals, you don't have that courage to start it.
What are the vitals to start a business?
Okay, say for instance, you want to go into sewing business. You don't have machine. You don't know what kind of customers, the target customers you're looking out for. You want to be sewing for the girl, for female or male. You have to plan all these things out. That will now position you to what should I go and learn? Should I go to the men for men's clothing? Should I go for? So you have to be intentional about these things, and you have to be able to say, okay, this is what I am doing, and those are the vitals for your business. Then the marketing aspect, then you might not have the marketing mind, the knowledge. Then you can reach out to people. You can employ people to help you with all those ones. But you starting the business, the core, you have to know it. Because if you don't have a proper knowledge of what you are going to, like I say again, solo, you will lose money.
You're gonna learn.
Yeah, you will lose money.
But wait, isn't that if you are losing money, isn't that part of a failure? And failure is supposed to be lesson learned, right? So is this still not part of it?
The person failed because maybe you have not, as regards this context now, you've not done your visibility study. You are taking uncalculated risk. Because you are just doing it based on people are doing it. I want to do it. You will only be throwing money into the ocean. Because even people that are with you, they won't tell you the secret. There are secrets to these things.
That's exactly. It's a good thing that you said this, because you mentioned something earlier when you were talking about it, and it made me think about the culture of gatekeeping. How people try not to share information, how people try not to
it's a mindset.
share opportunity.
It's a scarcity mindset. For somebody in career, because you might feel intimidated by me sharing my idea with you, because you might feel like you're wrong with it. And whereas you might not have the sales skill to actually actualize this thing. This idea might be too big for me. Let me collaborate. Let us work together. Can you do this for me? I know you are good with mass con and all these things. Can I be behind the scene, sorting all of these things out? Well, you be the face. It doesn't mean you are not. If you being the face does not make you having the large chunk of the business, or you are making the larger profit or the larger share of it. But it's just the way you have strategically positioned yourself. So if we see ourselves like, if I set, for instance, you are setting out in business, if you are seeing yourself like you can do it alone, rather than compete, let's collaborate. Let's work together. Like, and so after we sort it out, and we're able to make fortune from it, or we are satisfied what it has turned out to be, and we decide to go solo, then that's left to us to make decision. We are not competing. We just felt like we've grown now. If you understand the tricks, I've understand the tricks.
Can all
we can
stand
play
on
the
our
game,
own
I can play the game,
individually.
so we can go on our own without fight.
Mm.
But at that initial stage, there might be the need for us to come together
Collaborate.
to collaborate. Like, I have little knowledge about this thing, so okay, let's work together. Call body, call Paul. Let's join on it, and it's all makes sense at the end.
When I think about collaborating, obviously, I think it's people don't talk about it a lot. I think people tend to put a lot of importance on healthy competition. That is what they call it, but we all know what we're doing. It's just competition still. You just try to downplay it and say, it's an healthy competition, you know. It's like, competitive. But you know deep down, you don't want someone to... Yeah. But when you think about people that are doing great things and people that are like innovators of the world, people that have actually done life-changing things, they've impacted lives and they've created things that helped humanity as a whole. Nobody has come out and done something all by themselves. There has always been a level of collaboration. There's always been a level of working as a team and all of that. Yeah, people praise Steve Jobs about creating Apple and all that, but it wasn't just Steve Jobs. He had the whole team, and when they started in the garage, and it wasn't just him alone. But I understand that everybody tries to get an edge in whatever they are trying to do, and try to be the best in what you're doing, regardless. But also, the idea of being competitive and the idea of paying attention more on what others are doing. Yeah. You should focus more on what you are doing, how you are getting to where you're going. We should try and employ the idea of collaborating. Sometimes it could be a risky business too. I mean, if you collaborate with the wrong person, if I'm coming with abundance mindset, and you are coming with a scarcity mindset, and we are collaborating, there's going to be a clash.
Yeah, there could be a clash, but sometimes it could be most times when we are collaborating, we don't just collaborate with somebody you don't have an idea of. You are not collaborating with a stranger. At least to a large extent, you know this person for a while, if not for all your life, at least for some time. You'll be able to tell, like, this person, I can work with this person. If you're having issues on these things, we can actually sit to talk about it. That scarcity mentality has to come with being prudent with money, like no frivolities. That money cannot be spent like that. You get? It could, for someone coming from abundance mentality and hasn't balanced it, it could be like just throwing. Let's spend this money.
Let's do it.
You get?
I feel like I'm ready to be like that, though, to be fair. But go on.
But as somebody coming with abundance mentality, there must be a need to balance it. That I might have abundance mentality, but
I cannot be spending anyhow.
I have to be prudent with it. I cannot just be spending anyhow. If this opportunity comes, I have to take it all front and take charge and sort it out. So when it comes to collaboration, you have to understand, to a large extent, you have to have knowledge of who you are working with. Then it could clash. I would say it might be our ego clashing. It might not probably be related to you coming from the mindset of scarcity and me coming from abundance mindset. And if you are ready to collaborate and work together, then that understanding has to be there from the beginning. That subject matter is a topic on its own. You get? So if you are going deep into it,
we'll use that for another episode. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
The basis we are trying to establish here is it's good to collaborate. It's better to collaborate than being competitive. Like, be it we might say competition. But it's better. Let's say
the competition. Yeah, just collaborate.
Yeah, work together. It's just for the good of both partners.
What you're saying right now, it takes me to like thinking even in the corporate world. Well, not just corporate world. Like when your recruitment process, right? Like when people are trying to get a new employee, they are trying to recruit new workers to their company or whatever, or their team. What I've noticed is there is a lot of importance placed on how well you're going to do working within a team. So, like, understanding that, okay, what kind of person are you? Does your lifestyle, the kind of things that you do, the knowledge you have aligns with that of the team? So, when you guys are working collaborative, there is no clash.
Yeah.
There is no
Working with the same mindset.
you guys are coming with the same mindsets. You guys you have the same goals. You guys are ready to, like, everybody's coming with a degree and a level of professionalism to just make sure that, yes, we have a good space working together. So I understand how these things are important in collaborating and all of that. I have this quick thing that I want to try on the spot. So I'm going to ask you just 2 questions, right? I'm going to give a sentence that is coming from a scarcity mindset. Then you will rephrase it in an abundance mindset.
Okay.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, crack on.
There is no way I can succeed in this economy. How would you rephrase that in an abundance mindset?
I'll say, look for an opportunity around you. There will always be an opportunity. There will always be an opportunity. Look at what you can do. It might be little. Look around you and start it. If you start job, it might not be. It might be way beyond your qualification. Get it done. You are getting experience from it. Just know you don't want to stay too long on it.
All right.
It will be a leap for you to get other jobs because you have worked in some capacity before. You've experienced, you have a teamwork, you've experienced all these basic soft skills. You've done it. You'll be able to exhibit it coming from, or even if you don't have any knowledge about it, but because you've worked in that small space, that small space becomes small space, and you have grown from it. You've learned, you've gained experience. It will help you in getting that job. Even when you get to that job, you think your qualification is way lower than. Once you get there, there will be this. If it is somebody that wants more from life, you won't want to stay that long there.
There's a need to progress.
Because that hold will be there for you to go ahead. So, and those are the things like companies look out for. Have you worked in other places? What was the experience like? So, no matter how little, you've gained experience. Even if it's not career-wise, personally, you've gained experience.
Yeah.
So,
well, I was going to ask the second one, but I think you've answered it. I was going to ask, I don't have enough experience to apply for this job. How would you rephrase that? But you've answered it. But let me just go back. Remember what I said about the LinkedIn 500 have applied to this job. Do I still go ahead and apply for it? Or I should?
What makes you think you don't know those 500? What makes you think they have your qualification? Some people just apply for fun.
True.
Just
true.
like what we said, you know, you don't have the qualification you're expecting, you're looking out for, or you've not worked in that category of what they need you for, or in that sector. But people just feel like, let me still apply anyways. But what we're applying for, just you have to look for. That's where that personal growth comes in. You have to develop yourself about all these things. Prepare for interviews, the likes. Even if you don't have prior knowledge about that role, do a background check on it. Package your CV. Let it be sharp. Once they call you, like that's what I always share with my friends. Package it. Let them call you first.
True.
Because it's that CV they will see before they will call you.
Yeah.
So you are selling yourself on that CV. Package it first. Let them give you opportunity to talk. So when you now get there and you cannot deliver, you've had the questions they are looking out for. You'll be able to get the questions they are asking, and that will help you to prepare you for other interviews you will go for. Instead, that if you are hell bent on going for that same role, in that role or that sector, by the time you try, keep trying, and you eventually get it.
This is funny.
People have done it before.
I swear,
I have done it, and people are still doing it.
It's funny story. Literally today, I had an interview today.
Oh, great.
They've not gotten back to me, but you know those feelings like you finished an interview, you stepped out of the office, and then you just started having like an influx of all the right answers that you should have said. Honestly, like
happens to everybody. Really.
I feel like I've made peace with it right now. I'm hopeful. I'm hoping they would call me, but honestly, I felt really, really bad and really down because I felt like I prepared for it. Even like, I think this is the one I've prepared the most for. And when I think about the answers I was given, I was just like, come on, that was not just good enough. And I felt really bad. I felt really low. I'm not even going to lie. I was so disappointed in myself. Like, come on, like, you could have done way better.
It could only get better.
Yeah,
so far the sun shines, we'll try again.
Okay.
And that's where the abundance mentality comes from.
I needed that.
Don't stay there.
Thank
Go
you.
again. Always be affirmative. When you start making positive statements towards yourself, it tries to reprogram your negative thoughts, your beliefs. And that's where the place of relearn, unlearn, and all these things come in. Right. You have to be redefined, just like this body. So getting refined at all times. Okay, I'm doing this, I'm lifting this cup now. Is there any better way of lifting this cup?
Yeah.
Is there a better way of serving people? Okay, these are people above. Is there a better way of doing this thing?
Yeah.
That's the mindset. That's the mindset we are talking about. It might not be that abundance of I have it plenty. This is not money now.
Yeah.
It has to be ready to take in so lot of
just
things.
a mindset. It's a mindset.
Like,
yeah.
Don't be optimistic with it. Don't just settle for that's all I can do.
Yeah.
No. You can do better.
And in addition to what you said, I think another thing that helps with staying locked in that mindset of abundance is gratitude.
Yeah. That's true.
Practicing gratitude, like just be grateful for even the little things. Understand like, the fact that you are awake, that you can breathe, you can move your body, that's a gift on its own. So if you can receive that gift, definitely more is coming.
Capitalize on what you have. Look at what you have been able to achieve on your own without that resources. Without that big brother giving you money. Without that uncle promising you to cover for you and didn't turn up. Without that guy promising you take you for that appointment in his car and he didn't turn up, and you're still able to get the job.
The energy you are using to see all these things is very detailed. Are you talking from experience? Are you talking from some trauma?
All these things shape
it's real, definitely. Yeah.
These are where these things comes from. Past trauma, things that happened to you in the past, experiences. So that's why you see there is a need. I shouldn't be in a space whereby I have to just be waiting until somebody do this and do.
Really appreciate it, man. Like, I have a couple of things I just want to like round up and talk about that I have noticed in my small research. I've noticed how people or companies, they use scarcity mindset as a marketing strategy. You know, when you try to like book a flight and then you see 3 seats remaining, 2 seats or hotels, and you see like 2 rooms remaining. Those are marketing strategies that they are feeding off the scarcity mindset of the customers. So I see that it's something that is embedded, like deeply rooted in all of us, almost everybody. So it is important that we find a way of countering this. And how can we do that? By putting in those things that you've listed, those things that we've discussed, to just counter those mindsets. So we don't fall a victim of all those tricks. We don't fall victim of, we live our life to fulfill our own purpose and goals. We are not going to be running another person's race. You know, like I really appreciate the fact that you've come on this pod.
Just to add to what you said, that error we are making, people are cashing out on it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like it just dropped on
the marketing strategy.
That error you think people are making, because until you make that error, they don't make that.
Yeah, they don't make that money. Yeah,
they make a lot. That example you gave, they make a lot.
A lot of it. Yeah,
you want to book your flights and like
I see 2 seats remaining. Like I need to book it now.
Double.
True.
Double of what you are, because they will feel you need that flight, whereas
they are capitalizing on the scarcity mindset. So don't be used, guys. No way you are getting used. No way you are becoming a victim. You know, it's all part of these things. Like it's all this is all conversation about becoming better, becoming refined. So it's not going to come once suddenly. It's just a series and a pattern of things that you've been practicing for so long that you've emulated and you've embodied. So the first way to get those things and get the ball rolling is the awareness of it. So basically, like, this conversation is just getting people aware of certain things and all that. You can read up on it, you can do more research on it. Then I want everybody to look inward, think about yourself, think about your life. Look out for the places that you are experiencing scarcity mindsets. Look out for the places where you've been a victim of scarcity mindset, you're operating on scarcity mindset. Look out for the places that you are missing out opportunities, you are missing out on creating good, genuine relationship with people because you are still just competing when you should be collaborating. Please, again, as an urban bloke, as a refined man, as we are, that we're all trying to be, please let us always keep up with the mindset of practicing abundance and not scarcity. You're a good person. You deserve all the good things in life. Absolutely. And good things are going to come to you. Absolutely. You're going to enjoy the best opportunity, best good things, best whip, best Lamborghinis, best mansion, whatever you want. You deserve it. And it's going to come. You can attract it. Do the work, pay your dues, do what you have to do, improve on yourself, become better. Become a better version of yourself. Thank you for coming on this pod again. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
I look forward to having you again.
I've had more start to my...
Yeah, to your badge now. You're welcome. So guys, remember to subscribe, follow, engage, and I'll see you next time.